Hello and welcome. I am so glad you're here. I am Megan of Megan Martin Creative, and today I'm going to teach you how to style your emails using Gmail so that you can send beautifully branded emails to your potential clients or your peers or whoever it is that you want to make a really beautifully branded impression with. So let's get to it. In order to create this look, I have a two-step process that I'm going to teach you. And the first is to create a custom signature in Gmail. And the second is to use a canned response to insert a header image when you would like to do so in emails. So this is what our email is going to look like in the end. And you'll see I have my header image. I have a template that shows me where my text is going to go. I have my custom Gmail signature that includes my logo, my copy information, social buttons if you like, and then underneath I also take the extra step of putting my office hours and out of office dates that are upcoming. So I'm going to show you how to create this whole look. First, we're going to start with our signature because we definitely want a beautifully branded signature in every email that we send out. So let's get started with that first. So I'm going to X out of this. In order to get started with our signature, we're actually going to begin in Word document. So open up Word document. You'll see here I've already typed out the information that I want to put into my Gmail signature. And this just helps me for when I go to the next step to just be ready to copy paste. So I would just suggest go ahead and type out the information you want. If you want any specific colors, go ahead and highlight that text and style it to be whatever font and colors you like best. And then we will get started with our next step. Is we are actually going to create what's called a table. We're going to do that in Word document, and then we're going to insert the entire table into our Gmail settings under signatures, so that we can have that double column look with your image on one side, or your logo, on one side, and then your text copy on the right. So to do that, we're going to, in Word document, we're going to go up to the top and click on Insert. And then right underneath is Table. You're going to click that drop down and click on Insert Table. In this example, I use two columns. My logo is one image on the left-hand side, and my text is on the right, so that's two columns. And there's really only one row to this table. On auto fit behavior, we actually want to click auto fit to contents. That way it'll be spaced nice and evenly and correctly. And here we go, hit insert. So now we have a small table that's ready for information. Since we've already typed in what the text copy we want in our Gmail signature, we're going to highlight that and copy it. And then go into our table on the right-hand side and put your cursor in there and paste it in. Let's delete out that space. So now we have a table. It's got a column on the left that's empty, and that's where we're going to put our image, but we're going to do so in Google, not in Word document. And on the right, we have our text that we're going to want to be included into our Gmail signature. The great way about doing it this way is you're not creating an image with this information. If you were to create an image with this information, like I see so many people do, they can't actually click on your website. Or if you put social images, they can't click on those things because it's one big image. So we're doing it a way that they can actually have linkable text in your Gmail signature, so that way you can drive traffic back to your website when necessary. So you'll see my table is almost ready to go into Gmail, but I want to take the extra step of removing this black border of our table. I don't like the way it looks. Some people might, but I want to remove it. So what I'm going to do is hover over this top little icon in the left and left click it. This dialog box will open with all of our table settings that you can choose. And we're going to choose this box right here that says borders. Click the drop down and find no border and click on that. So now you can see that I have a table ready to go. It doesn't have a border, but it still is actually a table. So in order to copy and paste, or copy this so we can paste it into Gmail, we're going to hover again over the table so that left top icon will appear. Left click on it. And this is just selecting the entire table, including the frame. And we want to make sure that's done. So hit Control C to copy that entire table. And then let's go ahead and go into Gmail. The out of office and upcoming office dates, those will be inserted in a second step. So just go ahead and just copy the table for now. Once you're back into Gmail, you're going to go to the top right where this tools icon is and click that. The drop down will appear and you'll click on settings. When you get into settings, the first tab that is open is general, and that's where our signature settings is. So you're going to scroll down about midway through and you'll see signature on the left. Now you can choose this signature that you create to be for all of your emails or all of your email addresses within Gmail. I have lots of domains and different email addresses, and I send every single one to my Gmail inbox. That way I have one hub for emails. I'm not checking emails all over the place. So you want to click whatever email it is that you want to style. In this case, I'm going to click on my original Gmail address and show you how I do it here. So we have copied our table in Word document, and now I'm going to hit Control V to paste it in. So you can see that the colors were saved, the text was saved, and actually this is a table that we inserted. You just can't see that frame. We removed that border in Word. But you can actually click in the left column. And this is where we're going to insert our logo into the Gmail signature. Now, I will tell you that if you click too far to the left, you'll actually go outside of the table. And when you insert your logo, if your text bumps underneath your logo, you know you have not inserted it into the table that we created. So about halfway through the text information and all the way outside of the box, try to click in between there and get your cursor into the left-hand side of that table we created. So once you have clicked into the left-hand side, you're going to go up to Insert Image. It looks like an icon with a mountain. And we're going to upload our logo into Google Drive. Now, I have already uploaded this, but you can just click on here, Upload, and you would select a file from your computer. I've already done this, so in my drive, I'm going to scroll down and insert my image and hit Select. Perfect. So now I've got my logo on the left and my text copy on the right. To space it out a little better, I'm going to hit Enter. Yeah, let's keep it like that. And then I'm going to go at the bottom of my information where it says Creatives, and then I'm going to hit Enter. And here's where you can put social icons. You'll see my logo is pretty large for just this text. If you were doing just a block of text like this and it was about this size, I probably would make my logo a little bit smaller. But I knew that I was going to put my social icons right here, so that way it kind of balances out once I enter those in. So to do so, you would go back up to Insert Image. And again, you would upload your social icons into Drive. I've already done so, so I'm going to go ahead and select and enter those for you. And I hit the space bar. You kind of might have to play with how much space goes in between each of your social icons depending on how the image is made. Hit Instagram. Click on the right side, space. Here is my Pinterest button. I'm going to select that. And then I also include my newsletter icon in my emails just in case somebody might not know that I have a newsletter. So now I've got my social buttons, and it looks much more balanced now that I've added these in with that larger logo. So if you have made this step, now you're ready to link these social buttons to go to the various outlets that they belong. And to do that, you would just click your cursor to the right, highlight one of those images, and then you're going to go back up. Next to the insert image is what looks like a link. Click on that. And where it says link, go to link, you're going to hit change. And where just highlight that / and then you would enter the address that the social button needs to go to, and then you would hit OK. And that's the first part of my signature. So you can see my logo is on the left, my text information is on the right, and my social buttons are underneath. If you have more information like I do, where I put my office hours and my upcoming out of office dates, you would actually click all the way to the right with your cursor, and you'll see how large my cursor is now. That shows me that I'm on the outside of my table, and we want to insert this information underneath our table. So I'm going to hit enter a couple times, go back to Word document, copy, paste all that extra information I want in my signature, or copy it, I'm sorry, not paste it. And we're going to paste it here in Gmail. And then here, I'm going to create a little bit of extra space in between office hours and upcoming out of office dates. And that is exactly how my signature looks like in Gmail. So once you have created your signature and you like the way it looks, you're going to scroll down and hit Save Changes. Perfect. Awesome. So now when I compose an email, now I have that signature ready to go. It looks great. It's perfectly branded, and it's just much more of a professional looking a signature. So I'm really happy with the way my signature looks. But now I want to take the extra step and create an Gmail image header. Now, the reason why I do this with a canned response is because I might not want to, I'm going to X out of this, I might not want to insert that header image into every single email that I send. And that's because if I get into a email thread where we're in a conversation and we're emailing back and forth, I don't need to send a introductory header into every single one of those emails. Sometimes you just want to get the information and be on with the conversation. But if I'm introducing myself, or I'm reaching out to someone I might want to collaborate with, or I am replying to maybe a potential client, I definitely want to put my best branded foot forward. And so that's why I've created these branded email headers. And to do so, I actually created it in Photoshop, and I used a stock image that Shay Cochran of the SC Stock Shop actually created for me. I had her create a brand builder set a couple years ago, and I love it. It matches my brand. And then I put this from the office of Megan Martin Creative Text on top of it in Photoshop, just to create a nice little branded image that I can kind of make my emails just look like a fun letter to open and read. So to do this, what we have to do is enable what's called canned responses. And go back into Gmail and hover again on that tools in the right corner and hit settings again. Canned responses is just another way of saying that these are templates that you create in Gmail. Like, for example, if a potential client were to email me, I've created a template that has all the information already ready to go. That way I can quickly respond to them with all of that good information that they might need. So we're in settings. Again, it pops up into general, and what we're going to do is click on labs. So click on labs, and you want to make sure that under here, under canned responses, you want to enable that. So once you enable it, you're going to scroll all the way down and you would click right here, Save Changes. So once you've enabled canned responses, you're going to get addicted, by the way. I love canned responses. But also really, canned responses have really saved so much time in my business. But so we're going to create this styled email with the header in our canned responses. So to do a canned response, what we're going to do is you'll see canned responses if you go down to the bottom right of your compose email and click on that drop down, you'll see canned responses right here. And you'll see that I have lots and lots of them already created. That tutorial is for another day. I'll get into all of these different responses that I make. But this is where you find your canned responses in that bottom right corner, that drop down, and you'll see canned responses. That's how you know canned responses has been enabled into your Gmail account. But to make a new canned response, what we do is we actually compose an email just as you would if you didn't have canned responses. And at this point, what we're going to do is insert that header image that we created. And in your compose email at the bottom, you'll see again that image that looks like it's got a mountain. You're going to click on that. And here we're going to upload our image to insert. Now I have a couple different header images I've created. It depends on what email I want to send and my canned responses. But for this one, I'm going to show you the From the Office of Megan Martin Creative. So I upload that. It's going to take a second to load. And here we go. Gmail will automatically, if you hover and click on this, left click on it, you'll see it says best fit. I had already sized it the way I wanted it, so I'm going to hit original size. Let me tell you what my size is that I like. Mine is 700 pixels wide by 235 pixels high. You know, you can choose whatever size you like here, but this is just a size that I found I like and works for my brand and emails. But at this point, you just inserted an image. So now we're going to hit enter. I like to go ahead and create some text holders. So I'm just going to say hello and how are you? And then I like to end, or I like to begin my signature with all my best in all of my emails. So I'm going to go ahead and enter that. And at this point, to save this canned response, what you're going to do is go back to that bottom right where I showed you where canned responses live. You're going to hover over canned response. And if you just enable them, you will not have lots and lots of canned responses already made, but you will see, let me scroll down, you will see this new canned response option. And so you're going to click on that and it's going to pop up here to tell you what to name your new canned response. And so you would name it whatever it is. I named mine Email Styled. It's a quick, easy title for me to remember which one has my pretty header image. And once you create that name, you would click OK. Since I already have this saved, I'm going to hit cancel. Okay, so let me X out. And I'm going to hit compose again to show you how this works. So you would put your cursor into your email, go down to the bottom right under canned responses, find that beautiful email that you created. I named mine Email Styled. And then automatically that image that we put in and that holder text is already put in. Your signature stays in there. That was pulled from the settings. And now you have a great looking email that you can send out to your recipient. And at this point, you would just edit the text, whatever you want it to be. You would edit the subject, just so it doesn't say email styled, whatever you want that subject to be. And then obviously who you're going to send it to. And you have a beautiful email that's ready to go. So I hope this tutorial was useful for you. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns, or if anything didn't work out perfectly for you, and I will definitely help you any way that I can to troubleshoot. But this is how you create a custom Gmail signature and a custom canned response so that you have a beautiful branded email. And I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Thanks. Bye.